Well, Alyssa, it's a great pleasure to have you on again.
Mm.
We've actually connected, sometime before, so it's awesome to see you again. How are things on your side of the world?
Oh, they're wonderful, wonderful. It's always a pleasure to do chats with you. I really enjoy our conversations, and thank you for having me on. Over here, it's sunny blue skies. I mean, it's Vegas, so it's a
Hmm.
little chilly though. It does actually get pretty. I don't want to say cold because it's not like super cold, not like when I used to live in Canada, cold,
Hmm.
but it does get cold here in the winter time. So we just
Yeah.
got back from LA though. We were
Okay.
in LA over the weekend. We drive down there with our friend John Kohler, and
Hmm.
he shows us all the cool farmers markets, and he takes us to the produce terminals. So we get
Mm.
like tons of produce on great deals, and then we just drive it all back to Vegas. So another thing I have to do today is like work on some of that produce, like freezing
Uh-huh.
it or blending it. We've got a freeze dryer now, so we've been
Uh-huh.
playing with the freeze dryer. But yeah, that's what's been going on here. How
I
about
love
you?
it. I love it. The only thing missing is like, creating your own farm, right? And then
Mm,
creating your own produce and I don't know, maybe creating your own CSA, right? That would be like, because you
that's yeah.
deal so much with food. So,
Yeah, that's the next step. Eventually, one day we're going to invest in some land, hopefully, and we'll start building our raw vegan little farm. But right now, we're really enjoying high rise life, so
uh-huh.
fun. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, for those of your audience and my audience that we don't know each other, why don't we, introduce and reintroduce ourselves and just talk about, what we do and why we're so passionate. So why don't you go first, Lisa?
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Lissa, and I have Raw Food Romance. So I created Raw Food Romance in about 2010 on Twitter just to motivate myself to choose more raw food. And I would share like what I call daily raw formations. And, I'd fall off and I'd eat whatever. I really wasn't like as committed, obviously, as I am now. But so in 2010, I started that. And then in 2014, I chose to become vegan, and I defaulted to raw because I'd always try raw. I never had that vegan connection, but in 2014, that's when it connected. I'd known about a raw food diet for like 10 years, and I dabbled in it here and there, was never able to sustain it long term because I was always eating high fat, not enough fruit,
Mm-hmm.
not enough calories in general. So I'd always like start craving stuff and fall back. But anyways, in 2014, I chose to become raw vegan,
Hmm.
and I started up my YouTube channel again, and I created an Instagram account. I just started sharing what I was learning and my food and what I was going through. And after about 14 months, give or take, I'd lost 70 pounds. I had healed my imbalanced hormones. Like I used to have like serious, I was never diagnosed with PCOS, but I had
Hmm.
all the symptoms. Um,
Hmm.
I was just too scared to go to the doctor to get a diagnosis. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to know. But I had all the symptoms. I had severe cystic acne, like seriously severe cystic acne. I had gut dysbiosis. I dealt with candida overgrowth for about 15 years of my life since I was 19.
Hmm.
So all of these things, and I knew about health. Obviously, I was working in a natural health food store since I was 21. So I
Hmm.
knew like all different kinds of diets. I took supplements. I got free supplements. I tried all kinds of things, but I never really truly changed the foundation of what I was doing every single day. I was always yo-yoing back and forth, restricting, whatever,
Yeah.
trying different diets. And so, yeah, in 2014, I decided to go vegan for
Hmm.
ethical reasons. And then I just went raw. And it's been 8.5 years now. And every year just seems to get better. I just love the food. I'm eating way more variety now as well from when I
Hmm.
started. I was eating a lot of variety in the beginning too, but now I'm eating even more. And I've been doing gut microbiome tests over the last year, and I've improved that even just after 7.5 years raw.
Hmm.
I did my first microbiome test, and I've increased my microbiome just in the last year. So like I can only
Hmm.
imagine where it was when I started. But
Hmm.
yeah, so that's my
That's
little
awesome.
me.
Before I would love to do a follow-up question, but just to kind of, reintroduce myself to your audience. Guys, I'm Dr. Colin Zhu. I am the founder of the Chef Doc, which started 6 years ago. And it was really because, I'm a physician by trade. I do general practice, mostly in offices and clinics. And I found that, in our current healthcare model, there wasn't enough time for me to really teach and educate. And I really enjoy that. The Latin root of doctora is, to teach. And so, I wasn't really having enough quality time. And so I created the Chef Doc to really reach more broadly and to impact more people that I wouldn't normally, would. And since then, I've written a book, hosted a podcast, and created a masterclass series, and do, fabulous things like this, like Lisa and Chef AJ and working together on this bundle with some great, awesome experts. And I help people to thrive through Thrive Medicine, lifestyle medicine, and culinary medicine. So, we need to take a lot more time, but I want to ask, Lisa, a follow-up question is, I'm sure you've gone through your, I think time with like cooked food. How did it make you feel with that? And how, what signs and, what type of body signs, would give you to say to yourself, okay, let me just stick with raw as opposed to eating more cooked? I'm sure that's a question people would ask.
Hmm. That's a really interesting question. And I have a really unique kind of a journey with that, because I have never followed a just regular whole food plant-based diet. So I've
Mm,
never done veganism with cooked food. I've always
mm,
only done it raw because that's just what I defaulted to, because
mm,
I never really like I didn't understand veganism. Like I did understand veganism obviously, but like my cognitive dissonance had control over me. So I never tried the cooked vegan version.
gotcha.
So in 2014, because I had like a 10-year kind of like an on and again, off again relationship with raw, I automatically defaulted to it. And I kind of assumed most vegans ate mostly raw anyways, because I was
Mhm.
like, well, it's fruits and vegetables, right? And you would eat a lot of them raw and obviously some cooked. But um, I, in the last 8.5 years, I did have two cooked meals in the very, very early beginning before I had my YouTube channel, before I was on Instagram or anything.
Mhm.
I had, we went to Mexico. I went to photograph a friend's wedding,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the salad bar was good for breakfast and lunch. I was able to do raw for both of those. But then dinner, they would always have like animal products in their salads. And I
Yeah.
was too reserved and self-conscious to ask for just whatever I wanted, because it was a
Mhm.
resort. They're going to give you anything you want, right? So
Yeah,
I was a
yeah.
little scared. I was trying to come into my own and learn how to ask for what I wanted. So I had some like steamed zucchini and
Mhm.
some baby potatoes. But it like I didn't feel as awesome as I would have felt if I had chosen raw. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like, because I'm one of the raw vegans who I don't believe that cooked food is poison. Like there's some people out there who like cooked food is poison and it's evil and all
Mhm.
this stuff. And I'm not in that camp. I think that you can totally do a healthful living eating some cooked foods. Obviously, we want to eat lots of raw food as well,
Mhm.
but having a little bit of cooked food in there is totally fine for some people. That's where they want to be and that's what they enjoy and that's what
Yeah.
makes them feel good. Or if they need more calories or whatever, for whatever reason they choose to do that, that's cool. For me, I don't even have like a reason to eat the cooked food or a desire, because I
Yeah.
prefer the raw. So it's kind of like I don't do it because I don't like cooked food or I don't want cooked food or I think it's bad. I do it because I just prefer raw.
You just defaulted. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the great concepts that I've learned during my health coaching training was the concept of bio individuality, and that just means that what works for you may not necessarily work for someone else. And so
Mhm.
that's what's great about it, is that you were talking about the gut microbiome and gut functional tests and things, and we're just so unique in so many different ways. And with the microbiome and more emerging science coming out of that, we're, even more unique, based off of that. So I think it's pretty cool, I think it's more worthwhile, and you find a lot of wisdom and value when you actually go through your own journey. And the bundle that we're going to talk about in a bit can be a little bit daunting because there's so much, right? I think we have over 2,000 recipes. And being a general practice family practice physician by trade, and having seen thousands of patients, you really have to kind of meet people where they're at. And, everyone falls somewhere on the spectrum, all right, from the standard American diet to, vegan, low fat, whole food, plant-based. And, you just got to meet people where they're at. So I'm glad that you're able to go through that process and take so much time and, trial and error and figure out what works for you. And it, obviously you're radiating. So
thanks. Yeah. I really enjoy sharing about more raw, because I know there's some raw vegans out there who promote kind of like raw is law. Like you have to be 100% raw, but I'm not trying to make raw vegans more raw vegan or like vegans more vegan. Like I'm not trying to have them put in a box like of perfection. Right. I'm here to help like the 97% of the rest of the people to be inspired to just eat more plants and more raw food, and to not be scared that they have to be 100%, like you said. Because with the gut microbiome, a lot of people are coming from a really low fiber, low raw food diet. So when they go from that to all of a sudden now they're eating like 60 to 100 grams of fiber in a day, it can be so much of a shock. And it doesn't mean that the food is bad. It just means that their gut just isn't there yet. It's kind of like going to the gym and then assuming you can lift 80 pounds, right? Like you have to start with the fives.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And not be ashamed of that, right? And I think I always teach my patients like baby steps. It's really baby steps. Don't go for Mount Everest, just start with like anthills, say like go super, super small. That's awesome. Listen, let's talk about the bundle. What is it exactly? And this is our second year doing it. It's such a great offering. What is it exactly for those of us that are checking in for the first time, and what can we anticipate?
Yeah, so the bundle is an incredible collection of content for you, the buyer, to purchase and enjoy all kinds of different creations from other people who are in this kind of realm of natural health, veganism, raw food. There's lots of doctors like yourself who are included in this bundle. So what happens is once a year, we all get together. There's over 100 of us in this bundle, and we all contribute something that wasn't in the last one. So this is like all new stuff to this bundle. So we all contribute 1, 2, or 3, or 4. I mean, I contributed 6 things because I like to give a lot as much as I can. My husband contributed his microgreens video course. And so we all contribute something, and we put it all in this bundle. And we sell the bundle for $49, but for only 10 days. And we can only do it once a year. It's a lot of work to like organize it all and build it all and everything. So yeah, we only do it for 10 days once a year. So this is the one time that you can get this specific bundle. And then next year it'll be completely different because we're all going to contribute something different to it. So it's a great opportunity, number one, to support your favorite creator, because you just buy the bundle from your favorite creator. And number two, it supports you because you can get like, there's almost $6,500 worth of content in this bundle.
Right.
Like, it's incredible the amount of stuff. There's over 122 different downloads. So there's ebooks and there's video courses, there's presentations, there's membership access, like free membership access for a few months. There's even some coupons for some like food products too. Like we've got Plant Strong in there, Add Joy, which is like an oat milk kind of like product that you can add to make creamy dressings and stuff. So there's so much stuff. There's a lot of raw food. There's a lot of cooked food. There's cooking classes. There's yoga teacher training.
Much. Fitness. It's so much.
Yeah.
And it's a one-time fee, right? It's
Yeah.
not a recurring fee. It's just one-time fee.
Yep. One-time fee. You pay $49 one time and you get to download everything. So people have 1 year to download all the content. We give them a year. Hopefully that's enough time to download everything. And then you have access to those downloads for as long as you keep them, right? Like you can
The
open them up.
download is instant, depending on your internet connection, of
Yeah.
course. But I would say that it will probably take more than a year, just to kind of go through all that material.
Mhm.
So I would definitely say, go at it and get started. Downloading and buying is not the hardest part. That's the easiest part, right? We're in a very consumer society, but it's really about practicing and implementing, the small steps. And what's cool about this is that, we're presenting options, right? So you can support Lissa, you can support me, you can support Dr. Esther, so many different types of amazing, amazing experts. It's only for a limited amount of time. Would you like to go into what you're contributing, Lissa?
Yes, I would love to. So my top contribution, the one that I'm most excited about, is my brand new 52 to a New You. It's basically like what we were talking about, step by step, not climbing Mount Everest. We're like starting out slowly with little hills. And so how I laid this out is it's 52 weeks, and you can do it at your own pace. If you need 3 weeks on one, go for it. If you can do it right away, or you're already doing it, then just skip to the next step. So it's basically 52 weeks, and each week you're doing one thing new. Like you don't have to do everything all at once. You don't have to go raw overnight, but it's meant to help you to add more raw and to eventually go all raw if that's where you want to go, right? You try out some all raw days, and it's not just about diet as well. There's like how to improve your sleep, drinking more water, getting exercise, getting creative, right? Like there's so many different things in there. Plus there's a lot of information about how to go raw, why I choose raw. There's my story in there. I talk about the gut microbiome. So it's basically as much as I could possibly put into a book from my mind on how to go raw. And there's also 47 recipes in there too to help you get started on your journey. So that ebook is like my main contribution. It's 300 pages, and I was really excited to put that in this bundle. But I've also got my meal plan volume 2, which has 90 recipes, and some of my favorite ones, like the ginger beef. It's kind of like my style of ginger beef, and the ramen. There's a mac and cheese in there too, all raw, all oil-free, low fat. And then I have Food Journaling for Success, which is proactive food journal, teaches you how to proactively food journal instead of just reflective food journal. Because most of us will just be like, oh, what did I eat today? Right. And we don't have a plan. We just reflect on what we kind of winged it, right? We're like, oh, I was just going to have this for lunch, or I'm hungry now, I'm going to have this for dinner. So reflective food journaling is great because it shows us our patterns, but proactive food journaling is about planning the night before and why that's so effective. So Food Journaling for Success is in there. I've got Make It Raw, which is a raw vegan recipe book that I wrote with Chef AJ. And this recipe book, we called it Make It Raw because we took her recipes and we made them raw. So it's a really fun little book. There's 22 recipes in there. And then I have also How to Build Variety Salads and Epic Dressings. And this is an informational ebook that teaches you how we build our epic, amazing variety salad. So there's 10 different things that you add to a salad, and then the 5 things that you add to a dressing. And then you basically mix and match from the categories.
I love it.
And I put everything you possibly think that you could put in a salad, I put into that book. So it's choose your own adventure style.
I love it.
And then my husband, and then my husband, he wrote, he made a microgreens sprouting fermenting video course, and that is in this bundle as well. So he teaches how to grow the microgreens, how to do the sprouts, and how to ferment your own veggies. So we've got a lot of content. All of our content alone is worth $297. So you just buying the bundle, I mean, for $49, you get our stuff and Dr. Colin's stuff and everyone else's stuff. One payment of $49.
It's nutso. For me, I have two contributions going off of yours because I think it's a great companion, and I find that over time people learn differently, visually, audibly, hands-on, right? Immersive experiences. I created a audio course, helping people that are transitioning into whole food plant-based. So it's like a one-on-one. It's only an hour long, and it's really how to stock your kitchen, how to navigate a supermarket, basic go-tos for kitchen utensils and appliances. That's my first contribution. And my second contribution is a 21-day Thrive Medicine challenge. It's based off of my book, Thrive Medicine, which is an audiobook that I put. And it's a video companion. And my book is half memoir, half self-empowerment. And, part of what I do is enhancing emotional resilience and creating a thriving mindset. And so, it's a new year. We're in the first quarter right now, new milestones, new beginnings. We don't have to keep waiting for New Year's Eve to do something new. Every single day is new. So, it's important to really shift that, towards a positive mindset to be able to attack your life and your goals and all the different aspirations that you want. And it's very key. So I have that, both of which are actually in my new app, which is downloadable on, app stores, wherever available. And really, really excited about it. So, Lisa, do you have any last parting words for this bundle before we wrap up?
Yes, I do. I always put on the spot on the last moment, right? I am really excited for your contributions, and thank you so much for being part of the bundle again this year. We're excited for next year too, because there's going to be all new content. But for those of you watching, please go grab the bundle. You can get it from Dr. Colin's link. You can get it from my link. It doesn't matter as long as you get the bundle so that you can download all the content and start making changes for you, because my parting message would be to take care of you. Now, most of us, we want to care for other people. We're like always trying to do things for other people. We value meetings at work. Like, we're on time for those meetings at work, and we go to them, and we'll meet up with a friend for coffee at noon, right? We show up for the other people, but we rarely ever show up for ourselves. We don't schedule ourselves into our day. We don't schedule our food prep into our day. We don't take the time to make these positive changes and to change our daily habits so that we can be of better service to our friends and family, and for others if we're trying to inspire others to make changes as well. Because you can't give everything of yourself from a half empty cup, right? We need to fill ourselves up, and then we can overflow onto others. So doing things for yourself is not selfish. It's actually selfless, because you can do more for others. And getting the bundle is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, because not only are you getting so many recipes and lots of videos and everything, not only are you supporting us, but you're supporting yourself. So it's amazing for you to change. And I hope you guys enjoy the bundle, because I'm so hard on it.
Oh man, no, that was beautifully said. Definitely echo what she says. Yeah, we're all here of service to you guys, and like she says, it's really a selfless act, because at the end of the day, we wear so many hats, play so many roles, and if you're in the realm of health and wellness, and having gone through the pandemic, which is basically everyone on planet Earth, that life is short, precious, and fragile. So it's very, very important to make sure you take care of yourself, and the bundle is a great way to do so. So Melissa, thank you so much for hopping on and connecting. It's always a blast and joy to connect and work with you again. And yeah, guys, until next time, we will see you inside in the bundle.
Yes, we will. Thank you.